I'd like to give a small introduction to our chief guest of today's event. Professor Syed Hassan Hussain is currently working as director in ComSats University Islamabad in Lahore campus. Also performing his duties as a professor of computer science since 2010. He obtained his PhD from the Queen's University, Belfast, UK, United Kingdom. He was awarded the prestigious award Research Fellowship by the Australian government for his post-doctorate at the University of Sydney, Australia. Sir, a very warm welcome to you, and thank you so much for gracing us with your presence today. The mic is over to you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I hope you can hear me. Thank you very much, Dr. Asif Raza Saab and Dr. Nadia Anwar. Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. Very good morning. So my topic of talk today is digitalization of education, a way forward. So as you know that this forum today provides us with the opportunity to discuss the amazing situation of educational world, which is altogether shrouded by the technology. Technology can become the wings that will allow the educational world to fly farther and faster than ever before if we allow it. So we are finding ourselves in an era where the world is preoccupied by digital technology. Every walk of life has been digitized. The situation is no more different in the field of education. The teaching and learning across the world have been changed from the old conventional way to the new digital era. It has been, excuse me, realized to a great extent in the current era of pandemic. And this integration of digital technology in education is aimed at achieving better quality and making the learning process more efficient. As you know that digitalization has liberated teaching and learning process from the physical boundaries. This emancipation from the limitations of location and time has made dissemination of knowledge, very much easier. And with this transformation, it has been very easy, excuse me, for a digital learner to get education anywhere, anytime, according to his or her comfort. Digital education, other than being easy to access, is cost effective as well. Availability of course contents in the form of digital files makes education less costly as compared to the traditional way of education through printed textbooks. Thus, digitalization makes education cost effective as well. With this transformation, while this transformation is perceived to have unprecedented prospects and opportunities, it is at the same time faced by some challenges. This amazing transformation is sometimes hampered by human inertia. It has always been difficult to convince people to adapt to new methodologies and technologies. So as we are entering into a digital style of teaching and learning from old ways of whiteboard, or when we were students, there used to be blackboards and classrooms, this tendency of human inertia sometimes hampers the progress. We can change this status quo prompted hampering in the way of current techniques by educating and training people that how the digital integration can make learning process easier and effective. We are not yet over with the challenges in our journey towards digital revolution in education. Adoption of any new technology becomes easier once its applications are mastered. Mastering the application of a technology terminates the reluctance of its users Same is true in the adoption of digital technology in education. Incomplete knowledge of this technology serves as an impediment to its adoption in education institutions. This skill deficiency remains an important consideration when we try to adopt this technology in the teaching and learning process. It is no doubt a huge challenge, but there are many ways to achieve it or to do it. We can easily overcome this challenge if educational institutions incorporate key online learning opportunities into their transformation plans. Institutions should leave no stone unturned to create an environment in which learning these technologies become an integrated part of their strategy. Now, the introduction of artificial intelligence and machine learning will eventually change the landscape of future education, and concept of physical spaces will eventually go away. And by the way, we actually have seen this happening uh, in different countries. And by the way, in certain cases like corporate companies, even education institutions where physical spaces are gone and people started working in cyberspace. So the incorporation of artificial intelligence and machine learning will facilitate personalized learning or education, smart contents, task automation, automatic grading, and real-time questioning. So this is the future of digital education or online learning and or online teaching. So we are at ComScience University Islamabad Lahore campus stands high in the face of the challenge of adoption of digital technology while offering programs in different fields. We are making our best efforts to equip our faculty with best online learning techniques, which enable the students to absorb best of knowledge through different forms of technological learning. So while summing up, I would like to mention that every change faces some resistance or reluctance. This transformation process of teaching and learning is not immune to this resistance as well. Digitalization of education is facing some hurdles, but I hope that they shall be overcome to add quality to the teaching and learning process. With better strategies, training of teachers in digital education, we can attain incredible results. So before I finish, it will not be out of place to mention that we should speed up the process of digitalization of our education system because human race is challenged by pandemics and economic problems, and we cannot wait anymore. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. So I'm going to repeat my question. I was just mesmerized by what you were saying because that was too much relevant to what we have been facing and how we had been actually facing all the challenges. There is a question that, that is really hovering above our heads, that if we are in the post-pandemic stage, then what message we have really got from the pandemic and the way we had, faced its challenges. So, sir, with what kind of message we need to proceed further?
Message is, or the conclusion is basically that we should be ready for any bad situation or any emergency. And as I mentioned in my talk, that we should be more and more technology oriented because the world is changing very fast, and the technology for education is being adopted at a very high scale, at a very fast scale by different countries in the world. So if we want to keep up with the world, we have to adapt ourselves to that mode of technology for teaching. And actually, the world as a whole, and we also were not prepared for any eventuality, for any type of pandemic. And this pandemic has shown us that we have to be more technology oriented, more economically aware of different things. So I think that we have a message from this pandemic that we should have some options if we want to switch over to any mode of teaching, if physical mode or physical education is not possible. As I mentioned in my talk, that the future is basically high-tech gadgets, high-tech technologies, including artificial intelligence and machine learning techniques, where the human role would be less and the machine role or the software role would be more.
So thank you very much. And indeed, this is a very good message because the basic understanding is that once the pandemic is over, perhaps everything will come back to that previous normal we used to enjoy. But then now we'll have to really be in touch with the new normal. That is going to be our future. So taking this opportunity, I would also like to request Dr. Asif to also let us know what he thinks about the post-pandemic scenario, if he's with us.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, sir.
In fact, as I said, that universities need to invest in technology, and I think it is extremely essential that we prepare ourselves for the dual mode of teaching. We should have our classrooms, our lecture halls enabled with technology, so that at any time we want to move to online teaching, completely online teaching, or the dual mode of teaching, it should be possible. But that means investments, and I'm sure the universities and the government of Pakistan would consider investing, because we cannot be sure that the pandemic is over or we will not have similar difficulties in future. In fact, if we have the dual mode of teaching enabled, you see instructions that we impart will become more interactive. The students who are studying remotely, you see, they will have similar opportunities as if they are studying and sitting in the class. So that will, I think, have several other advantages also in terms of numbers, in terms of interaction, in terms of, you see, the opportunities. But one major limitation would stay with online education, and that is the mode of assessment, because at this time we do not have means to accurately assess our students through online means, and in particular with such large numbers that we have in the universities. So that is a major challenge. So my message would be that universities need to gear up, and they need to ensure that they are prepared for the dual mode of teaching, not only the online mode, rather the dual mode of teaching, because the online mode of teaching is relatively easier as compared to the dual mode of teaching. Online mode of teaching may not require very huge investments, but the dual mode of teaching does require that the classrooms be enabled with all the facilities which are required. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. That is indeed a very good message, because readiness is all. That is what we started, and to remain prepared and to remain in a state of emergency, is what is required for all the stakeholders of education. And of course, with that vision, we can proceed on sound and firm grounds. I really, from the core of my heart, show my gratitude to my worthy guests and patron-in-chief for honoring us in this occasion, and also bringing some wonderful ideas on board that we might be also discussing in the future and also in the coming 3 days.